Oi, oi, lads. First up, an absolute banger. Seasoned Pyromancer. An absolute friggin' banger. 3 mana 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, discard 2 cards, then draw 2 cards. For each non-land card discarded this way, create a 1/1 red elemental creature token. And for 5, exile it from your graveyard, create 2 1/1 create 2 1/1 red elemental creature tokens. That is a Seasoned Pyromancer. I am pretty interested in casting Seasoned Pyromancer.
You draw the 2 cards no matter if you discard or not. Smile.
Please note, you draw the 2 cards no matter if you discard or not. I know, man. I have drafted Seasoned Pyromancer many times in Vintage Cube, and I believe many refers to 1, but I've used it. I have cast this card. I will not be casting Seasoned Pyromancer for the first time in my life. I am not a Seasoned Pyromancer virgin. Some of you in the chat may be. 3 mana draw 2 with a body. Yep, 3 mana draw 2 with a body. And you also get to just make some tokens randomly later in the game too. Pretty cool. This will probably get played in tons of decks, right? Like, just normal mono red decks probably want this, and you also want it in decks where you want to discard cards, obviously. Like Madness decks. And all of the existing graveyard decks that we already have. I really like Madness, man. I think Madness is cool. I'm excited to try some Madness. There's now 2 lightning bolts in Historic, guys. There's Wizard's Lightning and Fiery Temper. Is it possible to play Fiery Temper and Wizard's Lightning in the same deck? Yeah, really sad that Pyro's not a wizard, huh? Human Shaman is just... it's so bad, isn't it? I love Pyromancer though, such a cool card. We'll be playing some red or red-based Madness pile. That's for sure. Alright, next up is the Long Tusk Stalker. Now, this card is also insane. It's 1 mana, right? It's a 1 mana 1/1. Whenever... this is a new card, right? Yeah, it looks like this is a fully brand new one, only for Historic. Whenever a Long Tusk Stalker enters the battlefield or attacks, you get 1 lightning bolt. Pay 2 lightning bolts to perpetually get +1/+0. Perpetually. Your creature is now a 2/1. You may choose a creature card in your hand. If you do, that card also perpetually gets +1/+0. So, this is a 1 mana 2/1. Buff a creature in your hand by +1/+0. It is unbelievable. Full gas, man. And, I mean, if it doesn't die, you can keep generating more energy and maybe get to use it again. But most games, you will only get to use it 1 time, right? This card is insane, man. If you have the second energy, well, you get the second energy when you attack. You get the first energy when it comes into play and the second one when it attacks. Timeless Witness. That's our card, chat. We just looked at that. Alright, Territorial Kavu. 2 mana Gruul rare with Domain. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control. Whenever it attacks, choose 1. Discard a card. If you do draw a card, exile to 1 target card from a graveyard. I mean, isn't this thing insane? No Haste is horrendously bad, but Exile and Loot is good, guys. What are the Gruul cards in Niv right now? Garbage? No, I think you'd want to play this in Niv, man. It's a 2-mana 5/5 in Niv, right? You're not going to play this in Gruul, but I think you'll play it in Niv. Basic land types? Yeah, but that counts triomes, right? Basic land types? No? Yeah, so it's a 2-mana 5/5. It counts shocklands, it counts triomes. So it's in Niv it's a 2-mana 5/5. I think you'll play. I mean, I would play some copies of this in Niv. You're not gonna. There's better 2-drops for Gruul, of course, but seems like a really good card for Niv. Squirrel Wrangler. 4 mana, 2/2. 2 mana sack a land, put 2 tokens into play. 2 mana sack a land, all squirrels get +1/+1 till end of turn. Seems awful. I mean, it's actually crazy if you get to untap, but it's a 4 mana 2/2, so it's shit. Alright, Winding Way, we saw that one, that's in the Relentless packet. I don't know, guys, I mean, this card has to be nuts, right? Think of how much of a boner people have for, like, expressive iteration and... You know? Winding Way? I mean, it's got to be good. Has to be good. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Has to be good. Alright, Ave. Progenitor Ooze. 2 mana, or 5 mana, sorry. 5 mana 2/2 with Storm. Isn't legendary if it's a token. Enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each other ooze you control. Seems shit. He's baiting? I'm not. How am I baiting? You want your Storm card to win the game, right? When you cast it. What the hell is the point in going to all this effort to play a Storm deck to storm off and just make a big board? Shit. There's already Storm cards in the format that can kill the opponent, right? The black one? Ooze, bad. Chatter Storm. Create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token with Storm. Okay, dude. I've accidentally just read this Gruul card in the middle. Jesus Christ. I mean, all 3 of these cards are kind of nutty. Nutty? He said it? Fuck off, man. God damn it. All 3 of these cards are kind of good. All 3 of these cards are pretty good. I didn't even mean that, man. Honestly, I'm proud of the fact that I didn't mean it. It makes me happy. I would have ended the stream if I meant it. I don't know how good Chatterstorm is, though. It's just another Storm card that doesn't win, right? It's kind of yikes. Like, it's pretty easy to make your Chatterstorm make 2 tokens. But anything more than that, and you're kind of just playing a Storm deck, and then you've got the wrong Storm payoff. Empty the Warrens is busted. How is Chatter not? Well, Empty the Warrens is not busted because I don't even know what it is. I mean, pretty much the only good Storm payoff in Historic is the black one that drains. All the other ones just don't do anything except make a big board. Which is not a reason, that's not a reason to play Storm. Grape Shot? I mean, Grape Shot's okay, but it's kinda worse than the black one, right? I mean, I guess they're just the same. Whatever. Fine. Grape Shot and the black one are both good, yeah. Okay, fine. Because you win on the turn that you Storm, right? But you don't win on the turn that you Storm with these other ones. Which I have to imagine makes them terrible. Okay. Goblin Anarchomancer. 2 mana 2/2, each spell you cast that's red or green costs 1 colourless less. I don't know, man. That's kind of a scary card. That is kind of a scary card. 2 mana Spellbreakers. Yep, 2 mana Spellbreakers, 2 mana Clothis. Like, 1 mana Stomp into 2 mana Bone Crusher Giant. Seems kinda fucking good. You can play Stomp and the Bone Crusher for 3 mana. 3 mana CROKEYZ relevant. Stomp and Bone Crusher for the cost of the Bone Crusher. Yep. The only thing that concerns me about this card is that, 1, it doesn't have haste, and 2, just like thinking about Gruul as it is right now, there are a lot of cards in Gruul that don't get discounted by this, huh? A lot. Most of the 2-drops are like red-green. Naya Burn. Yeah, but like, again, Burn doesn't really have cards that get discounted by this either. I mean, the 3 and 4 drops in Gruul are all gas with this thing, but I mean, Ooze you can cast for 1. But the Brawler, I mean, the Brawler is kind of terrible anyway. I would just get rid of the Brawler, honestly. Has to discount 3 spells before it's better than BTE? Yes. But that's not really fair, right? That's assuming that you have something to cast with BTE every time, which you don't, so... Well, I see what you're saying. It's not quite 3, I would say. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're... I mean, I feel like they would just both be in the same deck anyway. So you would just cast BTE into this. Into, I don't know, Coco, Chandra, a 3-drop and an Ooze, I don't know, something like that. Both sides of a Bone Crusher, sounds good. For your turn 3 after your BTE into this. Seems really good to me. Sylvan Anthem. Green creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever a green creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Okay, dude. I mean... this thing is absolutely crazy. Yeah, not legendary. 2 mana Anthem for your entire deck with no like deck building, no restrictions at all. It's not like Rally the Ranks, you know, where you have to play a tribal deck. No. Just best green creatures plus this. And you just get to scry every time you play a creature. It's unbelievable. Green isn't part of the colour pie? Nope. The colour pie is white, blue, black and red, and green is just a nice pretty umbrella over the top of it all. A nice umbrella. I mean, you could even play this thing in Gruul, as long as all of your creatures are either green or green-red, which is honestly not that hard to do. Like Spellbreaker, BTE, the Anarchomancer. What do you lose? You lose like Bone Crusher. You lose the 3/2 can't block guy. I don't know, man. The thing is absolutely crazy. We'll definitely be playing Green Sylvan Anthem pile. F5? I F5 to chat. Are you happy? Okay. We have Vesper Lark. 3 mana 2/1 flyer. When it leaves the battlefield, return target creature card with power 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Evoke. When it leaves the battlefield, return creature card with power 1 or less. Power 1. 2 mana unearth. Yeah, but it's only power 1 creature though. Like what power 1 creature can you be bringing out? Emery? I mean, Emery's kind of bonkers. But you just can't. Can you play this in the same deck as Emery? I mean, not really. There's no space in your deck. Arcanist? Yeah, but I mean, there's already better ways to get Arcanist back, right? Yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm not convinced by that one, you know. Okay. Restoration Angel. 4 mana, 3/4 flash flying. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile target non-angel creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. Guys, you're not gonna like this. This card is not good enough for Historic. This is a pack 3, pick 6 vintage cube card. This is no bueno in Historic. It is bad. This is a vintage cube boomer card. There is no way that you will ever play a deck with this in it. No way. There isn't. Okay. Let me rephrase that. There is no way that you will ever play a deck with this card in it for more than 1 hour before you realize that you're losing every game. Back in my days, that won a GP. Yeah, it won a GP in Standard, man. This is fucking historic, dude. It's historic. This is like the time... Do you guys remember when Scarab God got previewed for Historic? And I said, guys, Scarab God is nowhere near good enough for Historic. Everyone's like, nah, but listen, man. Gabriel the Dama de Rosa won with Scarab God in 2000-9. I mean, that means that I'm going to play it in Historic. Shut the fuck up, man. No, you're not going to play it. You're not going to play it. It's shit. This is a 4 mana, 3/4 flash. Flyer. What are your opponents doing with 4 mana? Let's, in Historic. Before we even consider any of the other cards that are new to Historic in this set, they are casting CROKEYZ. They are casting Mizzix Masteries. They are casting Creativities, you know? And you're going to cast a Restoration Angel and bounce your fucking Thraben Inspector and come all over your screen while you get another clue. No, shut the fuck up. No, you're not. What are you on about? What is the point in this? A Raging Clue, yeah. Alright, Soulhelder. 3 mana, 1/1. Whenever a creature is exiled from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Soulhelder. Soulherder. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile another target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. This one is a lot better than Angel. Whenever a creature is exiled from the battlefield, at the beginning of your end step, you may exile another target creature you control. I mean, this one is way better than the Angel, but I'm still not sure, dude. I'm still not sure. So, in essence, it's a 3 mana 2/2, right? 3 mana 2/2. Maybe bounce it. But obviously it can keep going, right? Soulherder currently played it in Modern. Yeah, but that doesn't fucking matter, man. Not for cards like this. These are like... This is like an incredibly synergistic card. It doesn't matter that this sees play in Modern. It might see play in Historic, but it will only see play in Historic if the cards that you're bouncing are relatively the same as the ones that you're bouncing in Modern. I have no idea what cards you're bouncing in Modern, but I can almost guarantee you that they're not in Historic. Are they? Wall of Omens. Dude, if you say Wall of Omens one more time, I will end this fucking stream. Neither me nor any of my opponents will be doing turn 2 Wall of Omens, turn 3 Soulherder. It ain't gonna happen. I think all cards can be judged in a vacuum and ignore the format context, 5-head. But that's not even what they do, man. They don't even judge it in a vacuum. They judge it based on how many times it's been cast to them in a completely unrelated format. Soulherder has been used against me 17 times in Modern, therefore it is significantly better than this other card that has only been used against me 12 times in Modern. Shut the fuck up, man. Bouncing Apparition is good. Bouncing Apparition is very cool, but I'm not massively convinced, guys. Because the thing is, you need your deck to be filled with... You need a bunch of 1 and 2 mana things that are good to bounce too, right? So that you can actually play this on curve when you draw it. And obviously you've only got a 1 or a 2 mana creature in play at that point. And I'm just not sure how good those cards are in Historic, man. Like, there are some good ones. There are some good ones, but enough to make a deck, I'm not sure. Charming Prince? Yeah, of course, Charming Prince is pretty good. But again, I asked the question, is it enough to make a deck? I don't know. Maybe. There's also Ephemerate, right? Ephemerate's really good too. But that, like... My problem with having Soulherder plus, like, Thraben Inspector, Spellbinder, Apparition, Charming Prince, right? My problem with that deck is that it's just a kind of Pepega, like, value deck, isn't it? And we already have that deck. It's called Jund Food. And so this will just have the same matchups as that, right? Or similar. It's just going to be impossible to win a game against combo. Modern has a ton of great creatures to flicker that are not in Historic. Yeah, and of course that's relevant, but the most relevant thing is there enough good ones in Historic to fill a deck out? And honestly the answer might be yes, but it just seems so slow to me, man. Like, bouncing stuff is really strong, but it's just durdly as fuck, isn't it? It works the turn it comes into play. Yeah, but you can't even, like... If you're going to play it in, like, some Coco thing, or whatever it is you're going to do, you can't even cast it on turn 2, right? You can't even Llanowar into this, because it doesn't do anything. And honestly, I hate the fact that you sometimes don't even get to bounce something. That triggers me. Think there will be new combo decks? I don't know, man, maybe. Like, probably not, right? Like, if there's any, it will be like some creature combo decks, right? Because, I mean, most of these new cards are creatures, basically. Are we not hyped about Resto? I'm not hyped about Resto, man. You can get hyped about Resto. I guarantee you that you'll use 4 rare wild cards on it. Play it for half an hour and then go on to Magic Reddit and say I've not got enough wild cards. And then I'll say, well, Keck W. Shouldn't have wasted them then, should you? Keck dubs, mate. Don't craft fucking 4 mana 3/4 flyers with no text. In response, I Keck W. Alright, Leonin Sanctifier. 2 mana 2/1 lifelink. It enters the battlefield. Choose a creature in your hand. It perpetually gains lifelink. Okay. Breakable, question mark? So this is the same as the rat, right? The same question as the rat shit. So rat lets you give a creature in your hand death touch, which obviously by itself is not particularly relevant, but you're looking for another creature that just somehow, by the dumbassness of Wizards of the Coast's Magic the Gathering rules, wins the game with death touch. And for this you're looking for something that wins the game with lifelink. So, chat, I pose the question to you. Show me a creature where if it had lifelink it wins the game. Walking Ballista. Okay, chat, I pose the question to you. Show me a creature where if it has lifelink it wins the game. That is legal and historic. Paladin and Ping equip. Famished Paladin. 2 mana 3/3. Doesn't untap during your untap step. Whenever you gain life, untap Famished Paladin. Okay, and how much does it cost to make that thing ping forever? How do we make it ping them in the dome? 3. 4. Ugh. Is there no like 1 mana, is there no aura or something? Not got anything for me, chat. You got nothing for 1 mana that lets me untap my paladin. Hit me with the 1 mana. Or at least a 3 mana creature where I can CROKEY into them both. Porcuparrot. Yeah, that's a 4 mana mutate though, right?
Stupid Twitch keeps asking me to send this message, so here it is.
Azrael, thanks for the 2 months, man. Appreciate it, dude. 3 mana mutate. So 2 mana cast this, 3 mana cast the paladin, 3 mana mutate. That's kind of terrible, right? If that's the best we can do, then I'm going to call this creature no bueno. But this and the rat are like, they're kind of potentially breakable, right? Just gotta... But if you don't have the pieces to break them, you don't have them, man. Just gotta accept it. It doesn't have to be part of a 2-card game-winning combo to be a good card. Well, it does if it's a 2 mana 2/1 lifelinker with no other text. Not sure why you need that clarifying for you. Yeah, if you play this, only 1, right? So if I cast this and I've got 2 Skyclave Apparitions in my hand, I can only give 1 of them lifelink, yeah. Turn 2 that plus Veto can be turn 3 lethal. Well, no, because you won't get to... Is it? What does Veto do? If you gain life, deal that much damage? So you need to attack with this, right? Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Okay, so if Veto's got lifelink, it doesn't proc itself, huh? Well, that's sad, because that would actually be really good. Alright, chat, so what's the nuts? Pyromancer and the Stalker both seem great. This Cavu seems very good in a very narrow window of decks. Winding Way, I mean, that card has to be good. These Storm cards are Pepega. The Gobbo's gotta be good, the Anthem's gotta be good. This thing maybe, but I'm not convinced by this Vesper Lark. I'm not convinced. Because we've got like a thing here, right? There's a 3 mana enchantment somewhere. Unless I was just dreaming of this card existing. Hello? Okay, I was dreaming of it existing. If you give perpetual lifelink to Silver Smoke to Ghoul. So Silver Smoke Ghoul comes back on the end step, right? If you've gained 3. Galvanic Relay. Yeah, it's like a 3 mana. It's a 3 mana enchantment where you get a 1-drop back at the end of every turn, right? Which is, I mean, that's pretty good. Like the only way this thing's gonna be good is if getting a 1 power or less card back from the graveyard. It's a combo piece. This shit, right? But I mean, combo piece for what? Emery is the only power 1 card that's even remotely part of combos. Just give your Ulamog -9/-0 perpetually. Yeah, nice. Very cool. Yeah, there's the Goblin. Like, I'm sure if this card sees any play, it'll be in a deck like that, right? Like with the Goblin or the Emery or something. Some weird deck. When will these cards be released on Arena? 12th of August, mate. Ecuador! Ecuador!